Hello mga near. I'm a bit emotional right now but don't get me wrong because hindi naman ako malungkot. In fact, I just cannot believe na aabot ako sa punto ng buhay ko ito. The picture that you're seeing in the background is my grandmother. Ito po yung bahay namin. Walang kuryente. At saka nakatira lang po kami sa may isolated area somewhere in our province. This is my struggle every night studying. And I had to cope with the situation para makatapos ng pag-aaral. To make the long story short, I was abandoned by my parents when I was 8 years old. Since then, wala nang ibang bumubuhay sa akin, kundi ang lolo at lola ko na wala din namang hanap buhay. So we are living with a very limited means. Ito yung itsura ng bahay namin. It's only made up of tarpaulins na galing pa sa eleksyon at saka nipa at saka si lola lang din ang gumawa niyan. Kami-kami lang din. So kami-kami lang din ang gumagawa ng bahay na to, yung lola ko. Kung nakikita nyo, wala siyang pintuan. Open air, tsaka yung sala or kung saan kami natutulog, doon lang din kami kumakain or doon kami nag-uusap-usap or mga pinagagawa namin araw-araw. And one thing is, 6 kaming bata dito na walang parents na inaalagaan ng lola ko. Ako yung pinakapanganay. So, sa 11 na magkakapatid na anak ng lolo at lola ko, halos lahat ng mga anak nila, inabandon nila at iniwan dito sa grandparents ko. So ako yung tumitirang panganay sa lahat ng mga orphan children. So, ganon. So, ito si lolo at si lola. Ito yung picture na to nung nag-graduate na ako. Kasi I gave them the good news. But it took a long way before I reached this point in my life. Kaya isa-story ko sa inyo ano ang nangyari at paano ako naging very limited resources. We lack money. Wala nga kaming pagkukunan din ng supply. Because walang permanent job ang grandparents ko. What we have is just a very big tree. Isang malaking puno ng durian na hindi siya nauubusan ng bunga. And then, pag may nahuhulog na 2 o 3 durian sa isang araw, that would cost around 150 pesos. So, 2 or 3 kilong bigas na yon, that will sustain us for the rest of the day. Pero maniwala kayo sa hindi, yung durian na yon is around 7 kilometers far from our home. Kaya nilalakad yun ng lolo ko araw-araw. He had to cross around 36 rivers para makarating sa bundok na yun kung saan yung durian namin. Seeing that struggle that my lolo has, I need to compensate. Na pag-isip-isip ko na kung naghihirap si lolo para maitaguyod ang pang-araw-araw namin na pamumuhay, I also need to sacrifice and work hard for me to finish my studies. Seeing my lolo struggle waking up early around 3 a.m. in the morning, nagsasaing na siya ng bigas. And then pag naluto na, umaalis na siya papunta sa bundok para kumuha ng durian. On my end, habang nakikita ko na ganun ang sakripisyong ginagawa niya for us, I also need to wake up 3 a.m. in the morning, maliligo, pumupunta sa ilog, kasi I have to walk this far para makapunta sa school ko. That's around 15 kilometers. So I need to walk na madilim pa. So that's 3 a.m. in the morning. Umaabot ako sa school around 7 a.m. So hindi naman ako nalilate. In fact, minsan ako pa nga ang unang dumarating. Bakit kailangan maglakad? Yes, because we lack the means for transportation. Wala kaming pambayad for vehicle. Ang pamasahe kasi dito is around 30 or 20 pesos and that's very expensive for us during that time. I can afford it now. But way back, 20 pesos is gold already for me. And it's so hard. Despite the struggles, I was able to graduate valedictorian during my elementary time. Char. Unfortunately, during my speech, ako lang ata yung may pinakamataas na parangal na na-receive. However, my parents aren't there to cheer for me, to tell me congratulations, anak, to hug me, to say I'm proud of you. I never experienced that. My lola was there because she's always been there. But it's different when you're looking and when you're longing for your parents to be there during your success. After elementary, when I went to high school, even if we have the brains, the resources is really not that enough. That's why hindi na ako ganun ka-excelling sa class. Hindi na ako nagtatop 1. However, I have good grades naman. My teachers are very supportive too. That is why when they knew my situation, hindi na nila ako pinapabayad ng tuition. That's my lolo and I miss him so much. So yun na nga, when my teachers knew about my situation, they are very supportive of me. Also my classmates. Kaya the parents of my classmates are offering na doon na lang daw ako magstay sa mga bahay nila. Kaya palipat-lipat ako ng bahay. Because naiisip nila na kawawa daw ako kung umuwi ako ng gabi at saka umaalis ako ng madilim pa sa lugar namin. So they offered me a home to stay. Kaya ang dami-dami kong foster family. Kasi ang dami-daming kumupkop sa akin. And I'm proud to say that hindi ko kinakahiya na maraming tao ang tumulong sa journey ko towards my success because they've always been a part of my journey. To my classmates and to your parents, thank you so much for making me experience how it feels like to have a home. And one day, I will repay all of your kindness na ginawa niyo sa akin. God knows. During high school days, something terrible happened. I was diagnosed with appendicitis just a week before the graduation. I was rushed to the hospital by my foster family and was immediately advised for operation. That was the first time that I reached out to my mom after almost a decade of not being connected. No communications. Unfortunately, she was not able to come due to some circumstances. But don't get me wrong, I don't hate my mom, but there's a different story for that and what happened to our family. During my hospitalization, I was so blessed that I was surrounded with very good people. My friends and my classmates and the whole school donated just for my operation. Nag-ambag-ambag yung buong school para mabayaran yung hospitalization ko. Because what my grandparents can pay, wala po kaming pera. My lolo and lola cannot afford that hospitalization. Luckily, the successful operation happened. And here I am, alive and kicking. Ta-dang! I'm still alive and kicking. So fast forward, after high school, we proceed to college. But before that, there's another struggle. What comes next? Sino magpapaaral sa akin? Paano ako magka-college kung nahihirapan na nga ako sa elementary at high school na walang pambayad ng tuition? I don't think so. Sa college, mag-work. Most of our colleges are nasa city. Nasa Davao City and Tagum City, which is very far from our province. But one good thing about my family is that I am an IP. And I am proud of that. We are indigenous people. Maybe I am a prince because my grandfather's forefathers are Datu and Babaylan or Balyan. They are the leaders of a tribe. And I am 50% Mansaka from Compostela Valley Province or Davao de Oro. And I am 50% from Samas. So that makes me 100% IP. And that gave me scholarship grant. So, I received a scholarship grant from an applicant mining company sa lugar namin. And of course, being an IP is the qualification. So, there it is, college life. But I had to leave my grandparents. So, I need to go to the city, have a different environment na napakalayo sa kinalakihan kong buhay. College time gave a lot of struggles for me. It doubled my struggles. However, it also doubled the opportunities. The city life is very different. Maniwala kayo sa hindi, it's my first time to eat in fast food change. First time ko makakain ng Jollibee. First time ko makakain ng Greenwich, Chowking. That happened when I was already 17 years old. Because we don't have those stores in our province and we seldom eat that. Even in our own backyard, we're only eating gulay. But that's true. College life indeed opened a lot of opportunities for me, but my allowance is not enough to sustain my living because I also have to support my grandparents way back sa hometown namin, kahit nasa city ako. Uy, nasa Thailand ako niyan, and I traveled it for free, but it's a different story later on. Fast forward. So during college, even if my allowance ako na enough to pay for our board and lodging and our food, I need to earn extra to support my family and other needs, of course. So, ayun. I make plates for my classmates. Tag 20 pesos per plates kasi marami tayong mga friends na mayayaman pero lazy gumawa ng assignments. I also do other part-time jobs, hosting, MCing, char. And lastly, the longest job I had was I became a customer service representative sa isang BPO. So pinagsabay ko, working as a call center agent at the same time, engineering student. Hindi ba mahirap? napakahirap. Lalo na nasa graveyard shift ako. And then, pagkatapos ng shift ko, diretso agad ako sa school. Ang hirap pa ng mga math problems. Despite everything, sa dami-dami kong pinagkakabisihan personally, hindi ko pa rin nakakalimutan ang aking mga advocacies because I am a man of advocacy and principles in life. I advocate for environmental protection. I advocate for education, lalo-lalo na sa mga batang hindi pa marunong magbasa. That's why I also became a volunteer teacher. I am a very active nung college time. In fact, ayun, palagi akong, hindi naman palagi, may mga times na naging headline ako ng newspapers. Hindi naman sa artistahin tayo. Mahilig lang talaga tayong magkomento sa mga bagay-bagay. Ito yung nagsagutan kami ni late Gina Lopez. One more semester at gagraduate na ako ng engineering. Another terrible thing happened. Somebody contacted me na ang papa ko daw ay nag-aagaw buhay. Honestly speaking, when I received that message, wala talaga akong naramdaman because we don't have that paternal connection. Even if my parents are alive, we haven't been seeing each other for the past decade. This is one thing that I will always regret for the rest of my life, and I cannot forgive myself for what I've done. When I received the message na nag-aagaw buhay yung papa ko, I responded that I'm busy, meron akong exam, hindi ako makapunta kasi wala akong pamasahe. Which is true, wala akong pamasahe that time. But around 12 midnight, dun pa nag-sink in. Bumabalik sa isipan ko yung message na nag-aagaw buhay si Papa. I knock on one of my board mates' room para umutang ng pera, para makapunta ako sa hospital. So nakautang ako ng pera and then I traveled to Tagum City from Davao City because nasa Tagum City naka-hospitalize si Papa. It's been so long that we haven't seen each other. In fact, hindi ko pa nayakap si Papa ever since. So, I'm a bit excited at the same time. Kinakabahan ako what will happen if I will see him dun sa hospital. But just 15 minutes before I arrive dun sa hospital room niya, my aunt called me. Di kasi nila alam na andun ako. And she said that my dad passed away. Yun yung pinakamahirap, hindi ko naabutang buhay si Papa. And the saddest part is that nung nakita ko siya, merong 300 pesos sa kamay niya. And yung sinabi nung nagbabantay is that the 300 pesos is dapat ibigay daw sa akin baka sakaling dumating ako, may pamasaya ako pabalik. I'm sorry. Halos hindi ako makahinga. Seeing my dad sa deathbed niya and the fact na none of us sa mga anak niya, even si mama, wala sa tabi niya. I told myself, napakasama kong anak. Then sabi nung nagbabantay sa kanya na ito daw yung last words ni Papa. Gusto niyang sabihin napatawad to me for not being able to stand as a father for that long time because of what happened to our family. May nangyari kasi sa kanila ni Mom. Dinamdam niya yung nangyari between him and my mother to the point na nakalimutan niya na din maging isang ama sa amin lahat ng mga kapatid ko. Gusto niya daw sabihin na proud siya sa akin sa lahat ng narating ko sa buhay. Na palagi niya ako pinagmamalaki sa mga kumpare niya kahit hindi ko alam na may anak daw siyang engineer. This is my dad. And part of his last words, gawin ko daw lahat ng mga pangarap ng lolo at lola ko for them. Tutuparin ko daw lahat ng mga bagay na hindi nila nagawang mga anak ni lolo at lola. And sana daw, wag ko daw silang gayahin na tumigil sa pangarap. Itinigil ang buhay dahil lang sa isang bagay na hindi nila matanggap na nangyari. Because life shouldn't stop there. My father's death was the turning point of everything. Everything na binuo kong pangarap. It was a defining moment both for my family at sa academic life ko because another thing terrible happened. I lost my scholarship.